Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
For much of his life, Ahmed Mohamed Aden confronted the rainy seasons with a mixture of promise and dread. Roads would become flooded and damaged, while pools of stagnant water amassed and bred disease, both of which took a negative toll on the economic security of the area's many pastoralists.
Our lives are directly linked with the camel. Camel milk pays all our bills. It pays also the school tuition for our children. Constructing this road has been a turning point for us. We go to the city to sell the milk using this road. Before the construction of this road, access to the city was very difficult whenever it rained. We sell more than 25 liters of milk daily. There are also some people who come to us in the evening to buy the milk. I've built this house solely from selling milk, as well as another one which is under construction in the city. The community was very adamant on the construction of this road, and to pave the way for the project, some villagers voluntarily demolished their houses. All districts of the capital were gathered in the meeting held at the local government's conference hall, and we discussed basic necessities such as water, education, and infrastructure. We chose to build a bridge connecting two villages, and this is facilitating our day-to-day lives.
Many countries today, particularly in the developing world, are struggling to consolidate democracies born out of popular revolutions that reflect the will of the people. Previously, the delivery of health, water and sanitation, education, natural resource management, roads and land management was managed by central government. Because the policies could not deliver services to the public suitably, it became apparent for the need to provide local governments with an enabling environment to deliver these services at the district level.
Decentralization is an effective system to make service delivery more efficient and closely linked to the population. The local governments are empowered to render services because they are closer to the people. Decentralization is a very important mechanism. It's the best way to answer people's needs in the most appropriate way, since the local government is close to the people in the villages and rural areas. It best answers their actual needs and understands better how to prioritize those needs, while the national government may not have delivered those services to the people as well as the local government.
We empower the local governments in 3 areas. We support them in legal and legal frameworks. We support them in capacity development and service delivery.
The JPLG coordinates its work with central and local governments, 5 UN partner agencies, UNDP, UN Habitat, UNICEF, UNCDF and ILO, numerous development partners, as well as the private sector and communities. Currently, JPLG is working with 7 districts: Berbera, Borama, Burao, Gabili, Hargeisa, Odwene, Osia Ahmed has been selling vegetables at the local market for over 7 years now. She grows her vegetables in a small piece of land that has been in her family for generations now.
Before the market was built, we used to sell vegetables and crops under a tree. That is how we raised our children. We thank God for the government and for the organization that funded this project. For now, our situation has improved a lot. The local government is very good. We pay the tax and we are happy to pay it, and it is beneficial to both the country and the people. We cannot refuse to pay tax because we get hospitals and other valuable services. The local government supplies our water, sanitation, and its workers keep our environment clean. On top of that, they also give us security, so we are really thankful to them.
We check how much money people owe in the BIMS system. Then we print and send their tax bills. And after that, they come to the office and pay what they owe. Before this system was implemented, deciding on what amount to write on the bills was very hard. We put all the collected revenues data into the system, and as a result, it's very easy to know how much we have collected and from where. The system has been versatile and handy, and we feel that we are in good control of our revenue records.
AIMS and BIMS.
AIMS and BIMS is an electronic system currently used by both the tax collection and financial expenditure sectors of the local government. The system is a very effective tool and will be of a great help for the local government, including financial planning and report generating, revenue collection. Furthermore, it clearly shows how the money is spent, whereas our preceding methods, we had no actual tracking system for the financial expenditures in all branches of the local government. This system has massively increased the revenue of the local government.
The Somaliland central government has placed a premium on education, including committing to free primary education for all. The burden of resuscitating this sector has become overwhelming. In April 2014, the Ministry of Education signed a memorandum of understanding with the districts of Berbera, Borama and Burao to pilot the transfer of certain functions and responsibilities to the district councils. In the initial phase, this has included routine maintenance, sanitation, supervision and utilities provision for 151 public primary schools across the 3 municipalities. Awil Ragea has been the principal of Omar bin Khattab Elementary School in Berbera for over 4 years now. He battles constantly with the many challenges faced in bringing learning and opportunity to the children of his community.
In our school, we have 350 students, 200 boys and 150 girls. We are not facing many challenges right now, but we would like to expand the school's capacity and add more classes, and that will oblige us to train more teachers for the school. Before the devolution was implemented in our district, we used to have long waiting periods for the government to respond to our complaints. Contrary to that, we now communicate with the local government by telling them what we need, and they immediately give us responses. The local government does all the repairs and renovation needed for the school as well as water supply services.
Abdullahi Ahmed spends his days traveling between the 42 schools under his supervision, meeting with school administrators, staff, and concerned parents to address the day-to-day challenges they experience. He serves as both the supervisor of local government performance as well as a community-based interlocutor on matters that require attention at the central level.
Our department in the local government concerns itself in building schools, equipping schools, as well as recruiting its staff. SDM is a pilot project which aims to decentralize the schools, particularly to put all the primary and middle schools under the local government's control. Being close to the schools and people puts us in a better position than when the schools were fully controlled by the national government, because that way we have all the information we need to improve education. So we are progressing constantly. When this project comes to an end, the local government is expected to have full control of the primary schools.
Decentralizing the education system has given us a great boost in school enrollment rates in the district, especially girls, whom otherwise would have been kept at home. We have set up a committee to mobilize parents to educate their children and youth so that the system can work and bring all the children to school. Nowadays, public schools are more appealing to teachers as well as students than private ones. The reason being, we have improved salaries for their teachers and the quality of education for pupils is also better. The education is at its pinnacle for the first time in history of Barbara City. For example, we have got 11 students who performed with the highest grades in the country in 2015. 7 of whom were girls and 5 were boys. They have successfully accomplished this, and it is the first time in the history of Barbara City that the students have sat for the exams without help from any source but using their own minds. That is why we have improved the teachers' salaries and their allowances.
Education is very important for me. I have put a lot of effort into it. My dream since childhood was to teach, and I like teaching. Education decentralization has had a very positive impact in our lives as teachers. Now we get allowances and our lives are better.
Local governments are the machine that moves this country ahead. So if the work is done properly at the district level, where the lowest layer of government as well as citizens interact, if that happens well, then whole the country will reach development very soon.